Alright, I am in. And it looks like the teams are getting themselves organized. I'm gonna have to fix the game thing because it looks like Tahm Kench benchers are on the red side for game one. Okay, that didn't take long. And we'll move on to the draft once everything gets situated. And welcome everyone for, I believe this is week 3 match between Tahm Kench benchers and DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS. Looks like they might need to get a new draft link set up, maybe. Alright. Guess while stuff is getting situated, let me just... Wait. Don't know how to see the players on that screen. Oh well. Okay. Oops. This. And boom. Oh. I hopefully it shows the champion roster once the pick ban starts. Helps with speculation when I see tooltips. Tooltips being the champion icons and such, of course. Alright, well, this is my first time spectating on this pick ban stuff. Ah, nope. Bans are not visible. I mean, the champion roster is not visible, which is unfortunate. But here come the bans pretty quick. Syndra B1, Fiora R1. You're saying it that way. Followed by Wukong, so that is a passive scaling mid laner taken out a dive jungler as well as a juggernaut in the top lane, countered by a tank deleter top laner and Caitlyn. We'll see what the reasoning behind the Caitlyn ban is going to be for. She has been pretty strong considering at the moment high range is doing fairly well lately. Ashe is still up for open, however, so we'll see if either team opts to pick her up. Bio ban! Oh, it was a no ban? Interesting. Ah, the ban was intended to be Poppy. But it doesn't display it for me, nor does it show for blue team. But they did call it out in chat, so. Alright, first pick, hovering TF, opting for Skarner instead. Wanting to get their jungle / top flex pick underway, maybe even support, we'll see. Alright, red team is hovering Seraphine. Interesting first pick. I guess she is 3-roll flex, but her mid lane has been struggling ever since the changes she had gotten previously. But otherwise, ability is much easier to land than before. And Xin Zhao as their jungle lock. Not sure how I feel about that. I want to say Skarner probably has more precedence over him. Galio opted for rather than the Twisted Fate on Blue's mid lane pick. I'm very certain that's their mid lane pick. And Smolder for their third. They're seemingly going for a Protect the King setup. Well, I guess Galio's the only one that's inclined for that at this point, but there's plenty of support options open. Alright, 2 divers now locked in on red team. Will that be good enough to take out the enemy Smolder? We shall see. In comes the bans, there's the Milio. Maybe you'll see a Lulu or Yuumi ban afterwards. Wait, did I say Millie or Lulu? I think I said Lulu. Lulu would make more sense. Darius hate coming in. Braum for red team's last ban rather than another enchanter. Okay. Does make sense considering how bulky blue team is at this point. If you get Braum in there, it's going to be really hard to kill just because of how hard the front line would be to get past. And the Yone ban on blue side, wanting to take another diver out of the picture. Well, diver, assassin, carry, mage. I guess he's not a warlock. Red team opting for Corki. No package available to him anymore, but definitely hits like a truck. While offering a bit faster and safer mobility than Tristana has, with less reliance on ability chaining. Galio and Twisted Fate? I'm assuming that's a TF top then? Into the Camille? Bit dangerous, I might think. But then I guess he could distance himself plenty from the walls to make it a bit easier to avoid her instigation. Oh wait, what? Is it Galio support? Or is it set support? Ah ha 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 ha! Interesting to see set support if he is that pick. Considering haven't seen one in ages. But with Nimbus Cloak getting its buff back up, it does open up his use again, since I'm pretty sure that is mostly, but not entirely, what caused him to shy away from the support role over time. And final pick going to Mbessa on red team. No Tahm Kench locked in first time around. So I know someone's at least half possibly disappointed in the viewer base. No Tahm Kench, sad. Benched him. I guess it makes sense for Tahm Kench benchers to bench the Kench. I'll be swapping over the screen towards the full client once they've got their picks settled down. I guess let's look over the compositions in the meantime. So, blue team picked set for their final option. Red team has 2.5 divers. I say and a half because Mbessa's could possibly be considered such a thing. And she does at least have the capability of following up on either Xin Zhao or Camille's like follow-up or lead-in, I guess. Seraphine's too, of course, but you know, having partners to go in is generally better than banking on the multi-person charm that Seraphine's got. So you got plenty of people willing to go into Smolder, so I believe that the set pick is there to dissuade them going in. However, on the unfortunate side, Camille is the only thing that is close to a tank to utilize the damage scaling of sets on properly. And it looks like it's going to be a set top, actually. Galio support as an early pick into mostly AD. Interesting. Especially considering Corki had his passive damage conversion moved from magic damage back to true damage from what it once was. But I would place my bets on the point of set being there would be to counteract all the divers, while also being able to put himself as a frontliner alongside Galio. To, you know, headbang them or yoink anyone out that needs to be taken out, while, you know, reversing the damage onto the opponents in the process. At least that's my assumption for his point. There's a lot of pick potential on DD's end with the Galio and TF, however, not having a champ, or considering the only real go-in activation that Galio has would be Skarner or, Heavens forbid, Twisted Fate. You know, to go into fights aggressively, I'm not seeing him to being used in such an aggressive manner unless they are comfortably ahead or find a really, really good entry point. Otherwise, his crowd control is extremely disruptive against, you know, Xin Zhao, Camille, and Bassa. Very easy targets to land it on, at the very least. But again, he's better known for going up against mages. His magic damage shield is not going to see use very much outside of lane, considering Seraphine is basically the only magic damage they have access to on Kench Ventures. Oh, that's a Seraphine Camille bot, actually. What are these teams, man? I am all for it, though. This is gonna be amusing. How did it take me this long to realize that was the case? Okay. So Corki is gonna have plenty of time to scale if Twisted Fate tries to apply any sort of pressure elsewhere. Just gives all the more power for Corki to swoop in, grab whatever place he needs, what CS he needs, and his durability as well as his escape potential makes it very hard to make any plays happen onto him mid. Especially with, you know, I guess, nah. Unless Twisted Fate can manage to charge Corki's, whatchamacallit? His, I forget what the name of his W is called. The thing that used to be care package, I think it's Valkyrie. Not sure. But yeah, unfortunately for DD, Corki can just buffer Twisted Fate cards, and it's not on a super long cooldown, so it's not like you can kind of pull it out for Skarner. So unless TF can kind of hold the wave outside of his tower, I don't really suspect it being a particularly difficult matchup for Corki. Alright, moving on to in-game. I thought the timer was around 30 seconds, but I guess this is good. I hope it loads in. Okay, there we go. I swear, I don't know what it is, but Smolder visually upsets me. Like, there is no way that Riot does not understand the champions they create like him are intended to be frustrating. So they make them as BM as possible. You know? Alright, directed cam at the start here. Items are up, timers going up. Go. And we are underway.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay, looks like we are going for a point defense. Cursor, go away, please. Lots of pings coming in. But why is the cursor not going away? Okay, now it did. Good. So some poke was attempted to get in, not really much came of it. Yes, my buttons work now. I realized that somehow they came unbinded the past cast that I did. But fortunately they are fixed now, so I'm not going to have issues snapping between characters that I need to. Other than my normal being bad at it inhibiting me. As you see, Camille poking in, trying to get an indicator of where Skarner is going to be starting this jungle, and I forgot to fill my glass of water. Oh well, that can come later. Ooh, we got a spicy top start. And Bessa trying to get an early lead with these pokes, but Set's level 1 damage is much better than hers. Oh, unfortunately cancelled the follow-up attack there from the Set, but they are themselves into a bad position, considering And Bessa does need to land the first hit of her Q on an enemy in order to get the follow-up to help with the CSing process. Here comes Set running in. Will be able to head crush. Bessa's level 2, avoids the head breaker. But her shield provides her avenue to escape. Will not get a clean crash on the tower for Kench Bencher's bot lane. Corki's playing decently aggressive in the mid. Bessa has to play incredibly safe at this point. Camille looking for an entryway, gets denied by the Galio. Health is pretty low, so not quite sure what she's going to be hoping for with that. Set does not have Ignite, so there is not safe dive potential. He does have points in his W, however, so he does have the shield to kind of get away. There comes the danger, gets the kill, first blood to DD. Dysfunction. Oh. Yeah, the names are fixed. DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS. Let me... I need to nail that name into my head here. Very nice first blood on the set. Unfortunate for Bessa. Misjudged her mobility against the W. Putting a strong face. We got some movement here in the jungle. Skarner and Xin mini each other. Gets stopped by the Camille. Flash for the knockup by the Xin Zhao. Taunt does not do enough as the Seraphine was there to assist. Galio is in trouble now. Gets the knockup onto Xin Zhao. He manages to avoid a second tower hit, allowing him to get out safely. Oh, Camille is playing quite aggressive. Took a hit. Corki's doing considerably well in the CSing route, pressuring Twisted Fate. Smolder overextending, getting caught out by Camille. Chunked out heavily. She is going to be going back soon, so the health damage she's taking is not all that dangerous to her. It's a shield. Ooh, there is the kill for the Seraphine onto the Smolder. Unfortunately, Smolder getting a kill of his own. But that is a 3-0 Seraphine 5 minutes into the game. I expect to see dangerous things. As TF, taking himself to a pretty dangerous level here. Skarner coming in, does not manage to nail Corki to the wall. But he is applying considerable damage himself. Flashes in to try and land the card, not sure what happened to it. And kind of annoyed at the camera moving away there. Let me just turn off the directed camera at this point. But that was 2 more kills going to Kench Benchers there. What do we have here on the bottom side? Just a ward being taken out. I'll keep an eye on the Xin Zhao, see if anything comes after that. Otherwise, we just have a lot of difficult plays happening here, because not much room to work with for Camille. As the top lane, we got a lot of, you know, smacking here and there, comparatively. As the first dragon, maybe going to, and I forgot their name again. DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS. There it is. Galio running away from the Camille, who is providing room for Xin Zhao to breathe while doing the dragon. And Skarner will safely be picking up all of the grubs. The top laner is already past level 6. Just notice that. Best utilizing your ultimate to get to safety without taking too much. Honestly, would have traded a bit there. Just to get set low for your return, is what it is. You don't want to risk your death, I see. Oh, got a fight going on down here. Ult will land on the Galio, but are her cooldowns going to come down enough? Doesn't matter. But TF comes in. Looks like Strawberry Tea will be going down to Snuma Yushi. Alright. 4th kill onto the Seraphine and a 2nd kill onto the Smolder. But Seraphine will be coming back quite strong at this point, maybe? I don't know. But Smolder getting a safe back on his own as well. And there is the first plate for the Corki. Xin Zhao coming up top, a bit dangerous to confront Set like this. We'll see how this goes. W is fully charged, does get the ult off, damage does not connect as he dies mid-flit to the Mbessa. As Smoles is getting bullied by the level 4 Camille in his jungle and taking a lot of hurt despite that level difference. Flash comes in, gonna be nailing her to the wall. He drops to 100 health. But enemies are successfully pushed away as Victor is taking a lot of hurt from the minions alone. Chengi spending some time in the enemy jungle. As Galio is lurking around. Will be spotted on the ward here, maybe? Bessa's seeing 2 incoming. Does not have ult this time, but it's not really quite an escape in this situation. Is going to have to turn to get something out of this if they want to. Xin Zhao coming in, does land the ult onto the Galio for the kill. Here comes the flash from the Set, does not connect the true damage portion. Will spend the rest of his time fighting Xin Zhao as Mbessa comes back in, defended by the shield, will still go down to the Set. But he did not have enough to avoid the incoming damage from Xin Zhao. I believe there's a move speed difference between Xin Zhao and Set, which makes it a bit difficult there. But Chengi will be going down, giving a bounty to the Skarner. Good job on that. As a dive goes on to... I'll back that up a bit just so we can see. The successful dive onto Koi no Yokon from Victor Apple right here. Beautiful slow. Got out quickly. Making their way down bot to meet up with the Galio. Teleport coming up top. Alright. Honestly, not that far away for being a 4-kill difference. I guess it makes sense, the gold values. Does get caught in the taunt. The E recast goes away before they can make their escape, leading to their doom. Smolder ultimate is down, doesn't have much mana. Can probably expect it back here soon. Missing a few more minions there, but it is what it is. As Mbessa is going very aggressive onto the Set here. They are a bit equal. No finished items yet. Just waiting on her cooldowns to go in again. Shields up in 5. Gonna see excitement. Skarner coming in from the rear because you know what's gonna happen. Might have wanted to wait a bit longer, but we'll see. There comes the Camille. As Skarner is going aggressive on Twisted Fate, who is trying to look for an angle to go in on the top side. Everyone will be spotted as Mbessa's taking her XP, while her opponents are going to confront her allies. Camille gets deleted pretty much instantly. Xin Zhao ult comes out, Skarner comes in, here comes the Galio knockup. Does connect onto many, but whew, that is a lot of death. Galio going down. TF going down. Grubs almost killing the Corki here. Very notable win for Kench Ventures. When simultaneous deaths occur from damage on both sides, it's a bit hard to see what happens. But Kench have been doing quite well to hold their own. Camille being very aggressive to pull in kills for her team. Oh, what is this? Is there going to be ult coming out? No? Oh wait, no, she's level 5, of course not. Might want to sit down here to soak up a bit of XP. Oh wait, lane swap. Galio playing in a defensive position, posturing for the Smolder. Honestly, good. Good eye in terms of positioning for going against the Camille, as well as good movements for the Smolder, giving avenue for Galio to successfully block those. Good communication, posturing there. STF not in a great spot. 3 enemies coming in, not going to need the Camille ultimate as he's taken out. However, Mbessa is down here alone, avoids the Skarner grab. Oh, charge, what have you. As our allies are rounding around the dragon, we'll see if anything comes to happen here. Porky does have his Trinity Force. He comes down, that's going to be a lot of hurt upon his opponents. As Smolder's just going to take everything from Mbessa. Taken out. Galio down not long after, thanks to Ignite and Red Buff, I believe. Camille dies again, but that doesn't quite matter as she's died plenty of times already. Will secure the Hextech Dragon. Maybe a plate for Camille. And Kench comes out with another pretty notable victory. Only unfortunate thing is lack of grubs, but it's not really an issue when they are on track to be getting the next set of 3. Potentially, they're coming up in a bit. If they get rushed, then we might not see 3 go into the... Maybe I do need the water. I'll be right back. Swapping the directed camera back on for the meantime. And I'm back. Camille tried to get a flank onto the Smolder, but narrowly missed it. As Galio not going to have... Oh, that avoidance of the Seraphine ultimate was juicy. With his E. Into the knock-up onto the Camille. Once again, she's not really worth, and what this? Takes a hit by a 0 charge W, gets ulted, but it really doesn't seem like she seems to care. Gets her own ult off, plenty of abilities to make use of as she lands the solo kill, and might take a full tower from this. If she decides to say. Xin Zhao on track to be getting the Rift Herald. I guess there was only 1 set of grubs claimed. Oh, no, 3 grubs, both sides. Twisted Fate taking a lot of hurt. Bottom tower will be going down for the first tower of the match. Maybe? Galio came in. First tower was not destroyed yet. But you do have the Rift Herald claimed by Xin Zhao at this point. We will see where he's going to be sending that. Ideally, you would take an inner tower with it to drastically open up part of the map, but, you know. Galio going to be caught out here with the Camille ult. Corki just sits in the back, starts his recall. Mbessa putting big pressure onto Set. 2 level difference at this point. Not a full 2 levels, but, you know, still. Not having that bit of XP does put a bit of hurt onto the potential trade from Set. does have Bork ready, but Bork doesn't quite work as well into lower health opponents, especially those that have pretty considerable damage of their own, unfortunately. As Mbessa is absolutely willing to take this fight. Oh, not a great flash landing into the true damage portion, however. Abilities are back up, wanting to take it again, at least provide a distraction as stuff is happening up here. Ult goes out, catches one as Twisted Fate turns, gets the stun card onto Seraphine while she's getting nailed by the tower. Corki also taking a pretty heavy blow on his own, but TF turning, getting the Camille taken out. Herald killing the tower. Galio insanely low. Honestly, I'm a bit surprised to not see Corki be a bit more aggressive here. We'll swap to get a replay of what happened in the bot lane once this has been resolved. Okay, looks like that will be that, and Galio got out alive. Alright, let's see what happened down here. Alright, so Skarner rounding up from the side, not on vision as Set comes in, ults Mbessa a bit away from the tower, into position to be dragged by Skarner. Q primed and ready, Heartsteel proc into the kill. Pretty simple takeaway. And let's get back to this point, and we are grooving. Corki resetting with a hefty chunk of gold on his own. Considerable lead over Twisted Fate's gold with 1.5k almost. Nah, it's more like 1k. Xin Zhao getting a lot of gold over Skarner, which is fair. Top laners even. AD carries even with Smolder a bit in the lead. And Camille getting a fair amount of gold thanks to all this roaming. Just a bit of bullying on the Skarner. Missed ultimate. Honestly, kind of weird that Skarner can't move around while he's charging his ult. I mean, he's a Scorpion. What's he got to hold his ground for until the actual grab, you know? Smolder just buttering the minions while they're working their way in. Camille doing the bit of a wonky aggression thing there. Alright. Is the game plan of the Kench benchers going well at this point? They have 3 towers down at the moment. Unfortunately, they gave a lot of kills over upon taking the topside tower, as well as the Bessa kill. However, with Set's current items, I don't believe he'd be able to actually match Mbessa in the side lane, which makes it a bit difficult for DsYlExIc. Ooh, but Set getting Camille out of position, her E very much avoiding the wall, which is funny because we kind of clearly saw the tethers go straight through it. Set gets caught out by Corki, but won't quite matter. Let's rotate. Just a bit of pain here and there for flavor. Kind of shifting power both sides. Yeah, it's kind of a symmetrical power state of the map. Even in the middle, bottom was red favor, top was blue favor. Twisted Fate ulting away to try and get a pick on the Xin Zhao, which is seemingly going to be successful. Did get a Skarner ult off onto the Corki. Did get the lockdown. Seraphine ult comes in. Lots of damage coming out from her. Not as much as I would hope, though. I think it's because of Blackfire Torch. But there comes the Mbessa taking 1 out. Taking 2 out. Maybe? Yep, there it is. And Set will be the last to go down here. Whose W was avoided by the Camille. And she gets out with her life. That will be a huge ace for Kench benchers, as Galio's the first one up, as well as Twisted Fate not long afterwards. However, he has no ult, as he just used it in the fight that we're just in to catch any stragglers. as the red team will take what is theirs of the enemy jungle camps as they back on out, as well as the blue buff. Bringing the gold lead up to just shy of 6k. Well, really just 5k. Unless you round up every time. Gold lead has expanded on the top laners. Seraphine regained her lead among the bot laners. Corki still in a comfortable lead in the mid. The jungle won't really matter. And the support really matter. Except, you know, Seraphine and Camille will hurt like a truck. Corki in the bot lane, putting pressure onto Set. Plenty of tools to escape, should he want to. So, not really much Set can do to him unless Corki provides avenue for such to happen. Waves coming on the red side, but that's just free gold that didn't manage to kill itself. Twisted Fate ult coming in on the Corki. Set taking a lot of hurt, but will get out of it with his life. Unfortunately, the kill goes to the Skarner instead of the Twisted Fate. As you see, 3 people from Kench's side sharing that lane XP. Unfortunately, a bit difficult for a red team to do stuff around the map with a dead ally, but he is coming up in 18 seconds with teleport on hand. However, blue side's bot lane minions are pushing in. You got a bit of limited time to do what kind of play you want to do on this side of the map. I mean, it looks like they're just trying to revert to a neutral state at this point, however. While DsYlExIc is playing defensive here. Let's take a look at what vision either side has. A couple wards into DsYlExIc's side from Kench benchers. One of them is just on the river, however. While only one entrance really has notable coverage for Kench benchers. Their bottom side is dark and a bit dangerous. Why Twisted Fate has been hovering around there, but his ultimate's not up. So, not really too much of an escape from that front. They do spot the Camille. Is anything going to happen to this? She did see them moving down because of the ward there. Not expect this. Will get caught by the taunt, but does manage to get away. Smolder Art narrowly avoided. One man ult landed. Will not amount to much. Does not get knocked up, however, on his escape. As Mbessa is busy in the top lane, going for that inner turret. Going to be piling on a lot of gold with that Spear of Shojin. And what is this? Hold up, hold up. What canceled? Blue trinketed, followed by Valkyrie into the micro missiles. Nice job, Corki, as Camille got taken out. Caught out. This is going to be a 3v4 for the dragon. However, Mbessa does have teleport available to her. Going back for a recall with 1,600 gold. I don't believe her next item is ready just yet. Maybe? Yeah, okay. I don't recall the price of that item. So Set did get caught out. Basically securing the dragon for Kench benchers at this point. Be very risky for Xin Zhao to try and steal this from his team. The teleport from Mbessa not really gaining much ground at all. Objective bounties coming up in a bit. A lot of aggression coming in. Will have a 4v4 situation here. Ultimate from Seraphine catches one, but that was enough to land the kill on the Galio. Is ooh, Skarner gets hit by the Q2 from the Mbessa on his way to safety. As Camille is just playing around with Set. dancing around the map as her team is busy getting Baron. Ulted away from Twisted Fate, but he still manages to land the kill. Okay. I assume thanks to the rapid fire cannon range, as well as, you know, the E being cancelled. Or, well, blocked, more so. Alright. Baron buff up. Elder Dragon spawning in 4.5 minutes. Will the game be over before then? One would hope. If you are on the side of Kench benchers. But plenty of objective bounties up at this point, and a Dragon Steel can make this game go anyway. Smolder sitting on 240 stacks, which I think means that he has his passive fully upgraded. I don't recall what additional stacks are even utilized for on him at this point. Twisted Fate scraping by with barely his life. Xin taking half his health bar as Camille is being fought by her opponent bot laners. Smolder came in, knocked Corki down low, costing him his flash as he backs off and chunks them for a fifth of their health per micro missile. And Bessa, however, taking out DsYlExIc's bottom side of the map, with thanks to the Baron-powered minions. Lots of pressure being pulled in by her. Tower not yet going down, but is taking a beating by the two cannon minions, empowered by Baron. 3-man push. But oh, Camille going down, and she's dead. Oh no, Galio's dead. Camille barely got out. Thanks to the shields, I would say. Lots of magic targets to auto there. Xin flashing in for the Smolder, does not manage to clinch the kill as he will be executed by Smolder's passive. However, all base turrets are down and Bess's ultimate connects with the Twisted Fate. Was that Seraphine ult or Camille E that locked down the Skarner? And it looks like the game will be ending here with Smolder dying to the Mbessa, flashing in for the kill. Galio, not really much he can do here, unfortunately, buddy. There's their Seraphine ult catching him. Will get the kill going to Corki as that was a blowout. Last 3-minute power play with Baron still active. Game 1 going to Kench benchers. And it looks like, well, we'll see whether teams decide to switch sides or not. So unfortunately, DsYlExIc's composition was not quite enough to compete with the damage output of their opponents, as well as fend themselves from the engage and diving potential the Kench benchers setup had available to them. And there were a lot of... Let's see. In that match, I would say the best performance probably went to... It's hard to judge a Seraphine just because of how not apparent her contributions can be at time. Like, she was getting some good ults off here and there, unfortunately missing many targets at some points, but it was ultimately not detrimental, the result of them. while Camille did a lot of plays around the map to, you know, help secure picks for her team, provide a lot of information for her allies in spite of how many times she died. And usually with her deaths, she helps secure other deaths alongside her. So I can't necessarily... it does look like they are swapping sides, actually. So Kench benchers will be on blue this match, it appears. I'll go fix that real quick. Alright, draft of game 2 going underway. Here in a bit. I will get to commentating on that once I get the team sides fixed. Alright, blue team bans. And reminder that blue team is Tahm, Kench benchers. Taking out the Fiora and Skarner. Fiora being repeat bans. Skarner is something they felt was maybe a bit too much for them to deal with, as red team takes out Mbessa and LeBlanc. Blue team's final ban looking to be... Is there an arrow on the ban again? No. I am the captain now. Final ban for blue team going to Braum once more, as red team takes out Wukong. First pick for blue going to Caitlyn. She was banned last time around. Red team opting for Viego. A bit more aggressive of a jungler pick than Skarner. Less entry points, but more output rather than being a wall for your team. And the Syndra, who was also banned the first match alongside the Caitlyn. Ooh, there's the Kench hover and the lock. The Kench has been unbenched by the Kench bencher, or Tahm Kench benchers. Signature team pick, let's go. And a Nocturne. Huh. What's the answer to that going to be? A Sivir into the Caitlyn. Once was a counter, not quite sure how much it would be one at this point, however. Considering her shield gives her healing rather than mana at this point. Be interested to see how this goes. Also, Sivir is generally a very good front-to-back marksman, but does not quite have a front line to work around at this point. Red team had an issue with their ban again, but it was meant to be Orianna, while blue team banned Lulu. Followed by red team with... Yone Hover. There's already a Tahm Kench picked. You're afraid of the Yone in the mid. Once again, another hidden pick. Odd how it is, but yes. They confirmed in the chat that it is indeed Yone. And then Zillion for Tahm Kench Bencher's final ban. Fair, very fair. Can't read or type, shaking my head. Opting for Lissandra pick on red team. It seems they're trying to go wait, is that a support Lissandra? A pick I approve of, but it's a bit dangerous considering the lack of rain into a Caitlyn. Please don't be a support Syndra. I will say that at least. I guess it could also be a Lissandra top, but I feel like Tahm Kench should just get kind of a free lane if that's the case. Oh no, Tahm Kench is the support! Cassante is the top laner unless it's going to be a support Cassante. Which, you know, he does have a pull. And Kled for Dyslexia's final pick. Alright. Let's see what these teams have to offer in Game 2. Another reminder that Tahm Kench Benchers won Game 1 from red side. The side that has a statistical win positive rate versus blue. Let's see, what is the goal here? What is the goal here? You got diving power from the Nocturne. You got catching power from the Ahri, Cassante, and Tahm Kench. But do you have any peel? Tahm Kench provides a bit. More so disengage, but not exactly reliable disengage. And you have Cassante, who can remove someone from a fight or catch someone into a fight, as well as Ahri. And meanwhile, you have Nocturne into a Syndra, Sivir, and Lissandra. I feel like his diving options are going to be a bit limited. The Kled final pick at least gives a bit more entryway into it, but that also kind of means that red team has a lot more team entry into their opponents, thanks to the move speed provided by Kled and Sivir combined, if you were to use it that way. But I don't really think that's going to be the case because Kled's move speed to go in would kind of be enough at that point. And it does appear to be a Lissandra support into Caitlyn. Very dangerous, as I said. However, her ability to go in and lock down, especially at level 6, is pretty great. So we went from a Camille support one game to a Lissandra support the other on red side. Not the same teams, but yeah, no. Let me swap the screen now since the drafts have been... Oops, wrong one. Wrong one again. There we go. Alright. The top lane Kled into Cassante. I want to say that Cassante probably has an easier matchup here, but it is kind of entirely dependent on if he holds his Q3, as well as how well the Kled can play around Cassante's tool set available to him. If Kled ever gets knocked down post Nocturne 6, I feel like he's kind of surrendered to death at that point, unfortunately for him. And the Viego into Nocturne. Viego is pretty darn squishy. Nocturne does have tools to give himself an advantage over him, as well as tools to keep up with him to prevent his escape. The Ahri into Syndra, I want to say, is a bit dangerous for the Syndra in the early game. If Ahri can manage to secure a successful early game, that her transition into the mid should be safe at the very least. While Syndra is going to be reliant on stacking up that passive. Less room for her to move around than Ahri to make plays around the map, but hopefully they do manage to do so. Because Lissandra support works especially well the more allies you have contributing towards the execution effort of whomever her target is. And post 6 is going to be a bit difficult to make plays down in the bot side, provided they play safe, or at the very least they could probably get some free kills out of the Tahm Kench, considering as a support he tends to be very squishy. He will be getting Heartsteel more than likely, which kind of helps that, but with his options to stack Heartsteel off on being Sivir and Lissandra, it might not be the most reliable. But time will tell. In terms of which team I think may have the better avenue for victory, I want to say Dyslexia, but they are all very squishy into a Caitlyn, and their opponents do have a Cassante. And Ahri is always generally much more reliable of a champion than Syndra. And, you know, she got that kit overhaul with not really anything taken from her, as is routine in the past few seasons. With certain champions, not every champion. Alright. If anyone disagrees with me, yell at me. No one has yelled at me, so I take it that you all agree with me. As we will be going into the match, once it is loaded in, I'm going to go and refill my water. I will need it. We'll set the camera to directed. Scoreboard stuff. Every Tahm Kench uses that skin. Either that one or I knew. Mythmaker Sivir's face looks too angular. Alright, directed cam is a go, and I shall be back.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
Startup power activated.
Minions have spawned.
Heads up. Time to ignite some stardust. Oh, you ain't leaving.
Alright, I'm back. Alright, things seem to be going a bit slow. There was the trading on the top side that did manage to dismount Kled. Did get back up, however. Not really anything lost there. But his wave state is not in a great position with Nocturne on his side of the map as well. Kinda needs to crash this. Looks like it should here in a bit. Since Cassante doesn't have his Q3 primed up to pull him in. A bit quiet elsewhere. Cassandra looking to make some sort of, you know, decent play. Nothing really seems to happen. As Tahm Kench did get his recall off. Nocturne coming from behind. There is a ward set down, however. Kled is down. Cassante is low. But the stuns last way too long for Kled to be able to do anything. Honestly, it's kind of astonishing to me how long that stun after the knockback from Cassante's W lasts, especially at low ranks. Considering the visualization is kind of non-existent. It's just a bit of a nudge, but you stand still forever. Ahri uses flash to get away. Wait, what is this? Did we get a Hashinshin teleport? Trying to go in to kill the Cassante, gets knocked down. Chased by the Nocturne, but nope. There goes the teleport. Putting Sullens in a very not good position. And Afterpact is going to be sailing from this point on. Farosh taking a lot of hurt from Victor. Is Caitlyn gonna be here for the follow-up? No, the Q missed, unfortunately. That is a kill and an assist for the Cassante, by the way. Buying Chain Vest into a top and jungler Okay, sweet. Cassante bought a chain vest because it's extremely good when you're going into a an enemy team whose top and jungler are both AD. That way, if they ever come by, they're just gonna have a hard time doing anything to your health bar. And Kled on his own is not gonna be able to do anything. 2 hits there just to take 100. Meanwhile, Cassante merely chunks half of his health bar, taking out Skarl. And only a few hits himself. Sitting on 24 health. Knocked down. Is not going to be stunned there, however. Does have his level 6 ult and lands the kill. Yeah, doesn't seem like it's going to be a great game for Solence this time around, unfortunately. We can expect the Cassante to snowball pretty hard unless anything is done here. Which is quite unfortunate. Here comes the proxying. Believes that he'd be able to do this perfectly safely. Viego is pathing his way top. Let's see Nocturne. He is level 6, so he will be watching and hovering. Viego's level 5. Not even going to need the ult from Nocturne. Cassante gets low. 300 health. Gets a lot of healing from his Grasp procs. They do finish the Viego. Grasp charging up yet again. Doesn't matter, however, as Nocturne finishes off the Kled. A Fiesta up there, but with only an invitation for one side. The other one just happened to be there. As the Tahm Kench benchers are sitting very comfortably in the lead with over a 3,000 gold advantage in the first 7 minutes, with most of that gold into their Nocturne and Cassante. With almost 2 full level lead for the Cassante at that, so, you know, do with that what you will. Let's see how this mid lane is going on for a bit, shall we? Stun and W both missed. There comes Lissandra. Unfortunately, Charm missed, but it doesn't matter, because Ahri is pretty strong. And Lissandra isn't level 6. Looked like she was running away from the Tahm Kench. As Viego's probably going to need to do the same here. Does not have access to Flash, but does have his ultimate to get out if needed. Knock up incoming, but will be interrupted. Wouldn't have landed regardless because he did ult out. Got a 4v3 here. Ahri going down pretty quickly. Tahm Kench flashing for the Viego. Misses the Q, unfortunately, not getting the heal. But that will be 1 kill for the Kench benchers. And 2 for DsYlExIc Nocturne ulting onto the Syndra, going under tower with her at pretty low health. Dies to the red. But Nocturne dies himself as well, handing over a sizable bounty to the Syndra. Giving her an 800 gold lead over the Ahri. Unfortunate. Hold up, I missed something. Looks like Caitlyn is trying to go for poke under the tower. Takes a shot. Lissandra coming in. Does not have ultimate yet. Sivir taking a lot of hurt. Trying to use Lissandra's body as a, you know, a disruptor to Caitlyn's clicks. Worked out pretty well. Or at least without going back to look at it in slow-mo, it worked out pretty well. Tahm Kench successfully landing a kill onto Sivir. It was somehow not fast enough to get away from the... because she didn't have boots. That makes sense. If only Lissandra were level 6, but it is what it is. Another kill going to the Tahm Kench, as Kled is not having the best of times in the top lane. However, getting more CS than I anticipated him to be getting. But his tower's taken a lot of hurt, so... And now Kassante's got 2 chain vests. Viego getting caught out by the Ahri, takes a bit of hurt. As it looks like they will not be able to make a play for the dragon for the time being. By they, I mean DsYlExIc defenders. Fled back onto his mount. Just needing to chip away at Kassante's health as best he can. Ahri narrowly getting the kill off of Lissandra due to her ultimate. Tahm Kench going a bit too far in, granting down another kill to the Syndra. Viego getting caught out. Health going down pretty fast. Syndra coming into body block, dies as a result, and Ahri might... Nope. Was not quite able to land the final killing blow onto the Syndra, unfortunately. Kind of surprising that K'Sante only has a 200 gold bounty on him, considering the lead over his opponent. Just walks out for the ultimate, gets a bunch of damage, flashes in for the finale. That is what you call K'Santeing. Oh no, a tower plating going no one. That's unfortunate. Viego thinks he can take on the level 10 double chain vest K'Sante. Let's see how it goes. He has an unfinished item. There's the Nocturne. It was that moment that he realized he effed up. Lissandra over here used her ultimate. It's down. The enemies are kind of surrounded at this point. Ahri going to the Sivir. Tahm Kench will be going down soon, perhaps. Nope. Flash root in by the Lissandra to interrupt Tahm Kench's escape. As he goes down. Caitlyn will get out with her life. With no value provided to her team. There was quite a sizable lead earlier, but that lead has been slowly chipped away at by DsYlExIc. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be quite some time before Kled is going to be able to contribute too much. Golden shield already, burning much of the health that he lost. Ahri ulting in to try and get something. Doesn't move and successfully avoids the Q as a result. Chunking so much hurt. Does get the shutdown, pockets a lot of money. Closing the gap between her and her opponent.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Victor Apple likes being a nuisance to his opponents, like, as a support. Q gets blocked. Lissandra working her way down. One hand. Hold up, that was bad. I tried to get a drink of water and then that happened. Nocturne ult comes in for the dive with Nocturne taking the damage. Gets out, K'Sante grabbing the kill. He's got Iceborne Gauntlet. Oof. Alright, teleport coming in from the Syndra. Lissandra doing what she could to distract. Yet another kill going to DsYlExIc. Might want to hold back on those kind of plays when you have no support with you. Maybe if Nocturne were sitting down there and you had mid-prio. Alright. All 6 Void Grubs went to Kench Benchers. Caitlyn in a bit of a precarious situation. Lissandra does have ultimate. Tahm Kench is down there with his ultimate available. So she is actually kind of safe at this point. Can step out. Victor's gone, but they don't know that just yet. Ahri coming in. Will be spotted. Backing off. Sandra Root coming out, actually doing fair damage. There comes the Syndra, ultimate incoming maybe? Nope, on cooldown. Viego will get the possession. Closes a lot of space to try and get to the Caitlyn, but not quite enough. Dragon coming up in 50 seconds, but that's a lot of time for Kench Benchers to get into position as Ahri is kind of destroying some towers in mid. Sivir taking her own tower. Pled ult coming in. Syndra does have her ultimate, but Ahri will be out. Charm landed onto Lissandra, almost deleting her entire health bar. As it will be a 3v3 until red side comes to supplement numbers. Lissandra taken out. Nocturne ult coming in. Sivir's not very separated from her opponent, so it's a bit dangerous for him to do that. Kled is en route to death. His bar was red, but I guess not red enough for Skarl to swing by. Ahri gets a good charm onto Syndra, taking her out as Viego is trying to run for his life. Will he get out or will he get knocked up? He will get up as Tahm Kench's allies have left him. And they've realized what they've done and are heading back. Gets out with his life. Lissandra's trying to escape with hers as Cassante and Tahm both die while Caitlyn's killing bot. 2 for 2 right there. Was it worth it? The bounty went to Sivir, I think. Yeah, I want to say Kench Benchers could probably live with that. It's honestly not the best trade because, you know, bounty being given and all. Was there? Yeah, 492 gold bounty being given to the Sivir. But I mean, you're playing Cassante into a team with 3 AD champions. If the bounty goes to one of those AD champions, it's not really hurting all that much. Now, Syndra getting gold, which she has been, is however dangerous for him. You see, those two not really doing anything. Lissandra coming in though, his health bar is finally starting to lose something. But he just separates her, Nocturne comes in, finish the job, Kled ults in, he will be dying here soon. Fear coming in, death as Sivir runs out. Viego trying to take his stamps while surrounded by the enemy. Cassante pulls him in and just keeps wanting to fight. Gonna see what happens here and then going to replay what happened with the Ahri. Sivir got caught, but spell shields the knockup from the Tahm Kench. Got ulted by Caitlyn. Almost got blocked. But did not expect quite that coming in. And it looks like they are finally going to be disengaging here. As replay time. Okay, so she caught the Syndra with a charm. More stuff happened. Kled spawn, teleports bot. Missed the charm. gets run down by the Kled, the 0-8 Kled, and bounty goes to Kled. Alright, now back to basically Lud. That's Kled damage for ya into a mage. You miss your charm, you die. Syndra flashes over the wall, gets to safety, one would expect. Tahm has not been managing to get very many stacks from his Heartsteel thus far, fortunately for him. So his health is still quite on the low side, but his team has an 8k gold advantage at this point, so it is what it is. Alright, Baron is up. Which team do you think would want to posture for it around this point? K'Sante pushing the bottom side of the map. As Ahri is trying to scout out the enemy while securing the top side of the map. Kled is afraid to interact with the K'Sante for obvious reasons, and Tahm is a bit out of position again, trying to be disruptive to the Kled. Managed to get out, but he's not in a particularly safe location. Oh, never mind, that's his K'Sante there. Rift Herald sent top, Syndra is with the Lissandra. These two being against each other is kind of ideal for Kench benchers since there are no magic damage champions with K'Sante. Ahri's ultimate came out, missed the charm unfortunately, the electrocute doing quite a bit of work. Diego chunking into the Tahm Kench. There's too many things happening simultaneously here. Alright. Nocturne trying to go onto Lissandra. Caitlyn ultimate comes in, gets blocked by Lissandra ultimate. However, it's coming off cooldown here shortly, I believe. Not sure. There comes the Nocturne ultimate. Going onto the Viego, who gets out promptly. Syndra tries to get out with her life. One more shot from the Caitlyn, and Tahm Kench Q catches her. Caitlyn blast coning ahead, realizes her mistake, gets out. As Kled is probably going to be resetting at this point since he's sitting on 200 health. A fair job with the defense from DsYlExIc. It is a bit scary, especially when Ahri can 2-combo anyone on your team. There comes her ult again. Surprisingly low cooldown. As the reset goes in. Okay, is there any posturing for Baron here soon? We're at 22 minutes. With a almost 10k gold lead. Very close to 10k gold lead. Most of that gold is in the mid laner and top laner and jungler's pockets. With the marksmen being relatively even with each other, leaning towards red. The support gold not mattering too much in this situation, however. Tahm Kench is continuing to play like a gremlin. As K'Sante will be cross-mapping with teleport. Trying to get a pick onto Syndra, it looks like. Which, I guess, interesting angle. But you kind of just soloed yourself out when your team is not in a position to be doing Baron at this point. Here comes the Nocturne ult, however. So I guess it's going to work out alright. K'Sante still plenty of health to work with his Omnivamp. Viego running right into the enemy. Blast Cone right there, getting out. Knockout from the Tahm, barely misses. Nocturne's still running desperate for the Viego to take him out. Tahm Kench was tanking the tower quite a bit, and that will be 4-5 dead. Ace, and probably end of the game here. We shall see. They don't have a minion wave, so it might not be the end yet. A lot of those Void Grubs helping out. Alright, that's one kill on Lissandra. Kled came in still, however. Got caught into the trap. 3 more killed. Viego and Sivir spawning soon. No minion wave to work with at this point. But they do get another inhib. 3 inhibs down before 25 minutes is kind of a death sentence. Nocturne ult onto Sivir, but just kind of focus on taking out the tower at this point. And the Nexus is kind of free for you. Alright, and that will be Game 2 going to the Tahm Kench Benchers. Congratulations on your victories, and oh god, there's a bot. Fun. Let's get rid of that. Do you already tried grammar? Alright, so yeah, that was 2-0 in favor of Tahm Kench Benchers into DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS. Or DeFaNdArS. Interesting matches. It felt like, for the most part, Tahm Kench Benchers had the control for the majority of the games. Game 1, there was a lot of, around the map play by Victor Apple, making stuff happen with the Camille, abusing the jungler, getting map information what they wanted. Game 2, it was a lot of Kled being made into a very sad situation. Getting killed with K'Sante at 200 health, teleporting in, charging into K'Sante, dying again, losing so much, and K'Sante also gaining so much. However, K'Sante was not the deciding factor of this match. That mostly went to Ahri's damage output. Unfortunately, a lot of charms missed. So I kinda want to say in match 2 that Nocturne probably sealed the deal. But Caitlyn also kinda put themselves in good situations very many times. It's really hard to say which player that I feel did the best overall. When there are so many small things here and there that kind of make it a whole deal. But I should probably let my voice rest at this point. They spelled their name with element. Oh! Ah, I see. I see. I did not realize that. Thank you for pointing that out. The dyslexic defender's name is of element from the element table. I don't know. Or it would be YL, right? YL is yttrium. Oh wait, no, that's just Y. I don't know. Ask your chemistry teacher. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Great matches tonight. But as I said, Tahm Kench Benchers coming in strong. DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS. In the first game, there were a lot of decent avenues with the working together and everything, but it seemed to kind of fall apart from game 2 and late game 1. Top lane maybe needs some temperaments. I know it is a bit difficult with Kled, but, you know, you die in the top and the jungler's probably still there when you teleport back in. So maybe just get the wave at that point. But otherwise, the support picks were fun to see, and I hope everyone had great matches, those playing and those watching. Till next time, hope you all have a great night. And that is the wrong thing. There you go. Bye!